Hey guys, this is a Venue tutorial and words are hard. Hey guys, this is a Venue tutorial and we're going to be talking about books and forms in this video. Um, the way we access both of these things is by clicking your profile icon, which mine is this little ruby up in the top left corner. Books you can think of as a set of clients, and then a form is the actual form that a client is going to see and fill out to request an appointment with you. So my books that I'm using are for regular tattoo appointments, touch-ups, and consultations. I have these separated because I ask different questions of someone who's wanting a touch-up than I do of someone who's wanting an appointment or consultation. And I have a different deposit amount. So I charge a deposit for tattoo appointments, but I do free touch-ups and consultations. Other reasons you would have a different book is if you say had one for tattoos and one for piercing, or if you were going to participate in a guest spot or a convention, then you could make a separate book just for that specific event that only allows people to book on the 3 days or however long that event is. And you can set a different deposit for that or have different information about the location that people are going to be going to for that event. With the books, you can add new books by clicking add book there, and that takes you through a request form process. And then the actual book is created by the venue staff and they'll notify you when it's ready to go. But you do have to let them know if you're wanting to have the option of $0 deposits in your books, because that is not a standard option that's offered. The standard is a $5 minimum on deposits. So I'm going to open up my tattoo appointment book. And you can see here that it's set to the location of our tattoo studio. You can see whether the book is open or closed. So if this was for a specific event like a guest spot or a convention and I'd gotten enough clients booked for that event, I could close that book out and still maintain that data, but not let new people register for it. And then underneath that, you can see the form. So I'm going to click on my tattoo booking form and see the questions that people have to answer to request an appointment with me. I can click edit and the form pops up. It comes set with some standard questions, but you can edit all those questions, delete some, or add more. Each question, it's going to have the main question, some subtext, and then a spot for the client to answer. You can see in this little black oval that this particular question is required compared to the one underneath, which is optional. And there's a 3-dot menu that pops up. It's off to the right-hand side. And if you click on that, you can see there's a switch where you can change your questions from optional to required. This particular one, multi-line text, is letting them have a bigger answer box, but you can click that off if you want a short answer box. And then the move question thing is if you want to change the order of your questions. Duplicate is make a copy and delete's pretty obvious. So I'm going to close out of that. Most of the questions I have are standard ones that are built in, like tell me more about your idea, give me reference photos. There are a couple I added, like black and gray or color. I prefer that to be a text box over a multiple choice because they might say, oh, I want black and gray with a splash of color, or I'm not really sure what I want, or maybe I want infused, something that's not one of the traditional answers. So that kind of leaves it open-ended. Where would you like your tattoo? In the standard form is a multiple choice list of body parts, but I'm not a big fan of that because some of the options, for example, are arm or wrist. And I would like for the form to be more specific than just arm. Or maybe they're wanting a tattoo that goes from their hand to their wrist to their arm, and that multiple choice doesn't really allow for that. So when I leave it fill in the blank and encourage them to write, for example, back of calf in place of leg, hopefully they'll be a little bit more specific about where they're wanting to put that tattoo and I'll get more out of it. Size is a standard one. I did edit it a little bit and added the XL option. Is this your first tattoo is not one that's standard, but I like having it in there in case they request a full back piece for their first tattoo, and then I can have a talk with them about that before we make that happen. Do you have a budget in mind? I'm not sure if that's standard or not, but it's great, and I highly recommend it. Um, and then what days work best for you? This one is standard, but you can delete some of these if you need to. So if you click the select button down in the bottom right, it will switch over to checkboxes and you could click one and delete it. So I've already deleted Sundays since that's not an option for my clients to book. Mondays is my typical day off, but if somebody requests one, I'll come in. So I went ahead and left that one on there. You will notice that if you have a multiple choice question, there's a little 6 dot thing off to the right hand side. And if you click and hold that down, you can move those answers around and switch the order of them if you want. And down at the bottom here, we have the option to add more questions. There's a lot of different type of question options. And if you build a question in there, you can type things, change it around, kill it if you want to. This last standard option placement, that's the body part list I told you guys earlier that I got rid of and replaced with an open-ended question. And then once you have all of your questions edited the way you want them for your form, you do have to click this black publish button to save any changes or you'll lose your changes. So make sure you do that. I'm going to back out of this now. Oh, before I back out, there's a preview button at the top if you want to see what it looks like for your client. Most clients I've had fill out this form manage to fill it out in a minute or two max. So it's a super easy way for clients to make a request. I'm going to also show you my touch-up form because it's a little bit different. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll click on the touch-up form, click on edit. For this one, I asked different questions. I asked them, when did you get this tattoo? And then I specify the terms of my touch-up appointments, because if they tell me when the tattoo was, it makes it a lot easier for me than digging through all the paperwork and trying to figure out where their form is that has the colors listed on it. I asked for a picture, current, of how the tattoo is looking and what their goal is with the touch-up, because sometimes if I see a little line that's light that I want to go back over, that's not even what they have in mind. Maybe they decided they want it to be a brighter pink than what I used or what have you. And then the day options, again, since this is a different book, I can include different questions. So you'll notice I don't have Saturdays listed as an option because I don't want to do free touch-ups on a Saturday. All right, so